afternoon. It is April 5th, 2019. We're coming to you from Joe Fat Joe Field in San Jose, California, home of the Bellarmine College Preparatory Bells. Today playing the St. Ignatius Wildcats all the way from San Francisco. It is a gloomy day turned a beautiful sunny day and a beautiful day for baseball. I'm here, Nicholas Coker, here with Joe Sandoval.
How's it going, y'all?
It is going great. In the field warming up, we have the Bellarmine Bells, tied for fourth in the WCAL with overall record of 5-7 and a league record of 4-4. That puts them at 15th in CCS with a national rank of 1,486. The Bells are trying to come back from a two-loss streak after Tuesday's tough 3-6 loss at St. Francis. They fell to the Lancers.
You hate to see it.
Hate to see it.
You really do.
And warming up, we've got Drew Del Baggio, the senior two-pitcher. He's got a varsity career ERA of 1 run, and has an ERA of 1 this season with no recorded wins or losses. The Bellarmine keys to the game, they say, are to hit the ball hard, hit it, get as many runs as they can, as quick as they can, and try and stay up above the St. Ignatius Wildcats, who are tied for 5th in the WCAL, 12th in CCS, with their overall record of 7-6, league record of 3-5, and a state ranking of 155th. They're coming off of a 3-loss streak. They fell in a close game to Sarah on Tuesday, 4-3. Both strong teams. We're hoping to see as much as we can out of Drew Del Baggio out in the field today, huh?
You know what I'm really interested in? And this is a little bit off topic. How do they count that far in the national rankings?
How do they count that far in the national rankings all the way to 2000?
Wow.
I know that coming in a division with Valley Christian, who's usually nationally ranked, it does them some, it does them some justice. But up to bat, number 1, Jack Castiglione batting first. Drew Del Baggio on the mound. And the pitch. He swings for strike 1. The batting order for St. Ignatius is Jack Castiglione first, Matt Rosen second, Jack Dyke in the 3-hole, Colin McCarthy batting cleanup, Justin Williamson at 5th, Josiah Bryant 6th, Sean Redmond 7th, Josiah Bryant 8th, and Stephen Harvard at 9th. And in the field for the Bells, we have Drew Del Baggio on the mound, Garrett Arnold behind the home plate, Gio Sasso at first, Nate Chapel at second, and the pitch, up and away for ball 1, the count 1-1. We have Nate Chapel at second, Rory Bradford at third, Aiden Kelly at fourth. Wow. Aiden Kelly at third, Preston Knickerbocker on left, and the pitch, inside, ball 2, bringing the count to 2-1. Aiden Kelly at third, Preston Knickerbocker in left, Matt Pinelli in center, and Derek Turner in right field. The pitch up and out and inside for ball 3, bringing the count to 3-1 for Castiglione.
With a 1 ERA, it's going to be really interesting to see how he handles a 3-1 pitcher's count.
And the pitch, he swings, and it goes foul, bringing the count to 3-2. Yeah, Drew is an intense pitcher, a good pitcher, throwing in the low 80s.
From what I've seen looking at him previously, he's the kind of guy that really attacks the batter, gets ahead in the count early.
And the pitch, he swings for strike 1, 1 out recorded for St. Ignatius, and the first strikeout for Drew Del Baggio. That was a great at bat. He got ahead of it, starting 3-1. He gave the right pitches.
He tried to battle through, but Drew came back with a late nice slider at the end there, and it really got him swinging.
Up in the 2 holes, Matt Rosen at second. Number 2, the pitch outside and low, but recorded as a strike. The count 0-1. Drew DelBaggio pitches, and it's outside for ball 2. Sort of looked almost like an off-speed pitch there after the fastball to start the at-bat. Drew kicks and he deals, and it's hit down in between second. No one's there. Right to center fielder Matt Pinelli, and that's a base hit for Matt Rosen. You hate to see that right up the middle. Drew, a fast enough hit that he couldn't really get to it. That sort of low hop.
You know, the most frustrating hit for a pitcher is when it goes right by him, right past second base, right through the gap there, right to center field. That's real frustrating.
That is the worst.
For a pitcher.
Nothing he could do. Up now, number 3 is Miles Padilla. No, it's not. He flies out to left field, deep left field. Oh, and he does not fly out. It is dropped by left fielder.
Left fielder Preston Knickerbocker. Number 3.
That's right.
That's all right. We're going to bounce right back from that. The sun was probably in his eyes. He's looking up. That's a really, really high fly ball deep into left field.
That was pitcher Jack Dyke. We have a man now on second and first. Jack Dyke with the lead, 1 out. Up now is Colin McCarthy batting cleanup with 2 men on in the top of the first. The pitch is outside for ball 1, bringing the count to 1-0. That was a good hit. You know, not much you could ask more of Knickerbocker. It's tough when you're up against the wall.
You know, it's tough when you got that much air under it as well. Oh.
DelBaggio throws to second, trying to catch Rosen. Rosen is safe. The count 0-1. Drew looks. Looking back at second in the pitch. Is fouled off, bringing the count to 1-1. Oh, 1-2.
You know, what I really like about DelBaggio is I really like his death stare and the way that he just gets after the batter right out the gate, man.
Definitely an intense pitcher, making them really work for it, making them feel it.
I mean, when you're down 0-2 in the count as a batter and the pitcher's looking at you like that, it's a real tough time to go because you really don't know what's coming.
And the pitch, a little low for ball 1, bringing the count to 1-2. I don't know about that call, but Drew is up in the count with Colin McCarthy at the bag. The pitch is up, bring it up and away, bring the count to 2-2.
You know, I think he was going for a breaking ball there and it just kind of got away from him, got a little bit up.
Yeah, it just didn't quite break.
He's actually real lucky that that Colin McCarthy didn't take a hack at that. A high breaking ball is a real easy ball to hit.
The pitch, low, almost skidding across the plate like a cricket pitch. Bring the count to 3-2, full count. Colin McCarthy on the bag. This is a big at bat when you've got 2 men on, especially in the first, getting ahead of it early, and just 1 out. The Bells have to make a play. Colin McCarthy, the pitch, swings for strike 3. Wow, that was a great pitch there.
That was a great pitch. You know, putting the ball down away when you're out there with a full count, it's a real great thing to do, because you know the batter sees that ball coming in nice and high, ends up low and away, hard to reach that ball. Really nice pitch.
That's the second strikeout for DelBaggio. Justin Williamson coming up to the bag, batting 5th, number 8. The pitch, perfect strike, right up the middle from DelBaggio.
What's going to be interesting to see as the game goes on, now that we know that DelBaggio is trying to get up in the count early, is once SI gets his number later in the game, are they going to be swinging on that first pitch?
The pitch out outside. Catcher Garrett Arnold stopped it. Almost got away from him. That would have been a bad situation with 2 men on. But that brings the count to 1-1. DelBaggio looks. Large lead from Rosen on the bag. The pitch swung on and hit. And it's caught by Colin McCarthy in right field to close out the inning, the first.
You know, I really liked what I saw that inning. I really liked what I saw. DelBaggio was really getting after it, getting high up in the count. Wouldn't have lasted that long if our sweet right fielder, Preston Knickerbocker, had come down to that ball, but it's all good. And I really liked what I saw, man. Optimistic about this. Now we're getting up to bat. We're going to get a look at this exceptional pitcher of the Wildcats, and we'll see where it goes.
Yeah, the Bells got out of that 2 men on inning, stranding 2 base runners. That's 2 strikeouts and 2 hits. Almost, you know,
2 strikeouts, 1 hit, and an error.
A crisis narrowly averted, depending on how if they mark that as an error or not. So at the mound for SI, we have Jack Dyke, the ace from Northwestern, or committed to Northwestern. He's a senior. He's got a career ERA of 2.57 and just 1.98 this year with 3 wins and 2 losses, and he really is the key to the game for SI. They're hoping to take him as long and hard as they possibly can. In the field for SI, we've got Jack Dyke at the mound, Sean Redmond behind the plate, James Adams at first base, Nick Laffeeds at second, Justin Williamson at shortstop, Stephen Hartwell at third, Jack Castiglione in left field, Matt Rosen in center, and Colin McCarthy in right field. And for the Bells, the order is Matt Pinelli, number 5, batting first, Garrett Arnold, number 2, second, Preston Knickerbocker batting third, Aiden Kelly batting fourth, Derek Turner batting fifth, Gio Sasso 6th, Tyler Pearson 7, Nate Chappell 8th, and Rory Bradford 9th.
You know, I think the key to this game for the Bells is going to be getting the bat on the ball early. The St. Ignatius Wildcats have great pitching depth, and they're going to be throwing some heaters late in the game. So it's going to be getting the bat on the ball early against this ace pitcher. Let's see if we can do it.
Matt Pinelli comes to the plate batting first. Matt Pinelli, the senior, has sort of turned around in the past couple of games.
He's a quicker guy. He's a typical leadoff guy, really quick, nice and lanky. He's the type of guy that can move, and once he's on base, he's real dangerous.
Dyke pitches right down the middle, fastball for strike 1.
This guy's got some heat. Let me tell you, that ball is moving.
That is a college pitcher, isn't it?
Yeah, precisely.
Pinelli motivated the pitch, swung on for strike 2, bringing the count to 0-2. Now Dyke, you really look at that guy, you could tell not only does he really kick and deal fast pitches, but he's a tall, big guy. He'll pitch curveball just outside for ball 2.
You know what I will
ball 1.
What I will say about his pitches, it doesn't look like there's all that much torque on him. It looks like they're just coming straight over the shoulder, not really using his hips all that much.
He does respond quick. Left-handed hitter Matt Pinelli swung on for strike 3. That was a 1-3 at bat.
Quick at bat.
Quick at bat, but this is a quick pitcher. He really, even compared to DelBaggio, doesn't make you wait that long for a pitch. He gives it right to you, and it's really the batter that's going to have to command him and take the time to get their bearings, or you have an at-bat like that where he just got you. Garrett Arnold, number 2, up to bat, catcher. He's a righty. The pitch, right down the middle, another fastball for strike 1.
Now again, same thing that I told the Bells, or told St. Ignatius, the key to the Bellarmine victory is going to be getting that bat on the ball early. It's going to be super important. This is the type of guy that likes to throw a fastball early in the count, get a strike early in the count, and it's going to be taking swings early in the matchup, and that's not an easy thing to do, but it's going to have to be a thing they do.
The pitch to Arnold was low for ball 1, And Dyke kicks and deals again.
Ooh.
Swung on right down the middle by Arnold. That was a nice cut, bringing the count to 1-2. Garrett's really fighting at the plate. Aggressive, and you have to be. The pitch was that was an odd pitch, almost an off-speed pitch, but it almost looked like what you'd expect a knuckleball to look like. He's clearly got some junk. It did hit the bat of Arnold, fouled off, foul tip, strike 2. The pitch from Dyke is swung on by Arnold, fielded by shortstop. Boy.
Shortstop, Justin Williamson. Now we have number 3, Preston Knickerbocker, right back up. It's going to be interesting to see how he bounces back from his drop in the outfield from the previous inning. You know, as a baseball guy, that's a tough thing to bounce back from, but pitch is swung on, foul straight backwards.
This is Rory McCarthy. Rory McCarthy, number 3, up, batting in the 3-hole. The pitch from Dyke, swung on by McCarthy, fielded by second baseman Nick Galkfeeds. And that's an out to close out the inning. 3 up, 3 down. That was Rory McCarthy. This is not the batting order.
He was number 3.
Well, to close the first inning, 2 hits for St. Ignatius, just a 3 up, 3 down inning for Dyke. Definitely going to be the thing to overcome for Bellarmine's success in this game. Delbaggio comes back out to the mound.
You know, what I did see from Garrett Arnold is I saw a hard-hit ball, and you know that's what the Bellarmine manager was saying about the key to win this game. It's putting the bat on the ball and getting heat. When you have a pitcher that's throwing fast pitches at you, you got to hit it hard right back at him, and that's going to be the key to win this game.
That's true. I mean, not much you can expect from a first inning of a ball game outside of that, really. The reality of the situation is both teams fought hard, you know, at the plate. And this is going to make for an exciting ball game, maybe even a pitcher's duel. Up to bat, we have number 21 for St. Ignatius, Rory Bradford, Delbaggio at the mound. The pitch is down low. That's true. It is Nick Galkfeeds at the plate. The pitch, ball 1. The other pitch fouled off by Galkfeeds, bringing the count to 1-1. This is a big guy, got great hair.
You know, I'm more in favor of a clean-cut guy when it comes to baseball. That's just me. I'm a Yankees fan.
I disagree. I disagree with Joe. I'm an A's fan. He's a Yankees fan. No facial hair, just a dated law. The pitch from Delbaggio, the Galkfeed, is right down the middle for strike 2. You know, yeah, really, that's not how I see the game. It's a game for, you know, outsiders or whatever, but we're also not the evil empire in Oakland. The pitch swung on by Galkfeeds. It is foul. That was a great swing, almost a real bad situation for the Bells, right down the line.
Yeah,
but it did go foul.
Delbaggio threw a little bit of a hanging inside pitch. You never want to see that. Nick Glafkids? We'll call him Glafkids. I like that.
Glafkids.
Glafkids.
Number 21.
Really turned on it, put it right down the line. Lucky that wasn't in game.
The pitch from Delbaggio is swung on by Glafkids, this time down the right field line, and he flies out. Caught by right fielder Derek Turner. Up now, number 5 for SI, Sean Redmond.
This looks like a guy that can turn on the ball, let me tell you.
Del Baggio throws it right down the middle for strike 1.
You know, what I will say about what Del Biagio is doing is he's been throwing a lot of breaking balls recently. Del Biagio's got to be real careful coming up here that SI doesn't catch one of those breaking balls and send it deep.
The pitch is just low. Oh no, they called that a strike. Bring the count to 0-2.
Not complaining, man.
No, we could never complain about that. 6th batter, Redmond, hit to...
Nice. You know, also as a Yankees fan, I really appreciate great shortstop play. Watching Derek Jeter growing up, that's a real beautiful thing to see, man. A nice groomed, shaved man. It's a beautiful thing.
I mean, I think I also disagree. Both of us are sort of stubble guys, but, you know, what happens, happens.
Oof.
The first pitch is fouled off to the 7th batter, Josiah Bryant, bringing the count to 0-1. Sort of outside pitch, almost off speed, but he took a cut. And this is a guy that looks like he could hit it far. You gotta watch out for Bryant. The pitch from Del Baggio, just low and outside.
Yeah, you can
bring
tell
the count to 1-1.
You can really tell he's staying away from this guy. He's pitching a lot of low, a lot of outside. He doesn't want to put it anywhere where this guy can really put some torque on it.
I would. It's like pitching to you. Del Baggio pitches the ball, hit fast and quick to shortstop.
You know, a really great baseball team has a really great shortstop, and what I'm seeing from this guy in those last couple outs is something really great. A guy that can take a ground ball and get to first base is it's really not an easy thing to do, man. Especially at the high school level. It's something that I'm looking forward to watching the rest of this game and beyond.
Yeah, Rory Bradford really has put on a great show at shortstop this far, outside of the hit right down the middle in the first inning.
There's not much you can do about that one.
No, there's really not much you can do about it. Hit quick and fast, but he's made 2 great plays in that inning with a 3-up, 3-down for St. Ignatius.
Quite honestly, watching Joe Dyke pitch is honestly a privilege.
Jack Dyke?
It's a really beautiful thing to say, or see, excuse me.
Yeah, I know, and he's going to Northwestern where all the journalists go. I mean,
they have a pretty great engineering school. I've been looking over there. It's a great school.
No, but Dyke really is a guy, you look at him, and that's a pitcher right there. He also plays football for SI.
SI got a good football team? Average?
I'd say about ours right now. I mean, in general, we'd typically be better than them, but the times have changed.
Did they beat us?
Honestly, I can't recall, and that's embarrassing to say right now on the air. Aiden Kelly, number 25, comes up to bat.
This guy's a transfer from Los Gatos High School. Los Gatos High School has got a great baseball program. Really looking forward to adding this guy to the Bellarmine baseball program. I'm looking to see what he does for us.
Really is a great addition, coming back around in the cleanup position after a 3-up, 3-down inning. The pitch right down the middle for ball 1, just a little low. Aiden Kelly, great guy, loud chewer.
Really?
It's a pet peeve of mine. Dyke kicks and deals the pitch right down the middle, but this time a little bit higher for a strike.
So is that like one of the first things you notice about people when you were talking to them originally?
Well, you don't notice when you're talking to them, but you do notice when they start eating. Dyke, the pitch, swung on by Kelly, fouled into the parking lot, bringing his count to 1-2. That was a nice cut.
You know, my car's over there.
If you hear a car alarm, then
I'll have to go check.
Dyke pitches low, bouncing before the plate, bring the count to 2-2. Yeah, one of the unique sort of quirks about the Bellarmine baseball field. is the cars right next to it, particularly on a sort of fly high ball, foul ball, high fly ball. You got to worry about it. Dyke pitches right down the middle, low again, bringing us to a full count with Kelly being at the plate.
You know, back in the day when I was playing water polo in middle school here, my dad's car was actually parked out there. Really, it was a Porsche, and baseball hit it, cracked the windshield.
The pitch is swung on by Kelly. That's a strikeout, 1 out. That was a good at bat. He really was trying out there, and that's why he's the cleanup guy. That's crazy, though. I mean, a foul ball to a Porsche windshield is lethal.
It's brutal, man.
It's also the you got to pay to play, you know.
It's a thing you hate to see, sure.
Batting for Bellarmine, number 10, Derek Turner.
I'm telling you, every single at bat, Jack Dyke is throwing a strike. The Bells have got to start swinging early in the count if they want to win this baseball game.
Yeah, right down the middle to the right fielder. That was a strike. Another strike, basically the same pitch, a fastball right down the pipe, swung on, bringing his count to 0-2.
You're struggling a little bit to catch up with that one. It's going to be interesting to see how Jack Dyke's heaters play into this game.
Turner's been trusty thus far in the outfield. The pitch, a little curveball.
Oh,
that's real into the parking lot and
yeah.
into around where my car is. So, unless you hear a car alarm or a crack, you know, a smash, then you don't have to worry. But he really is fighting Turner 0-2. The pitch, right in the same place, right into the parking lot. That one I feel like I heard something, but I also might be imagining. You know, it's like, oh.
I think I heard that one too.
There was a nice little thud, and you know the kids go, or you know the manager runs to get the ball. The third pitch, the fourth pitch to Turner, also bounces on the plate, almost trying to give him the same thing. He's like, oh, I'm not going to do this a fourth time, but that will bring the count to 1-2. The first ball of the at bat. Turner's another guy, almost like Newhoff on the other team, where you'd be worried about him. Swung on again. This time fouled off a little bit further from the parking lot, almost to the train tracks. You worry that SI would be worrying at this point that at some point someone's going to connect and he's going to send this right over the right field wall. Turner with the sixth pitch, fouled off again, still 1-2. I really think that, you get enough of these pitches where he's getting the timing, he's getting the timing, he's getting the timing. It either is a strikeout or he's going to launch this ball.
It's going to be a breaking ball right here, no doubt.
Doing a little Tony Romo in the booth. Just Sandoval.
Breaking
The
ball.
pitch, swung
you.
on, it goes deep, it goes long in between the center and the right fielder. That's a double for Turner. It comes in close.
Let me tell you, that was real impressive that he was able to wait on that ball. He's been behind those heaters all up in that count. Had 4 or 5 foul balls into the right of first base, and he was able to make a connection with that breaking ball. That's real impressive. And now we have a man on second.
The play by Matt Rosen in center to Nick Latfides second. At bat number 15, Gio Sasso, our boy, fouls off of the screen on the side, nearly caught for the first pitch. That makes you nervous, bringing this count to 0-1. Yeah, that was my boy Nick Latfides, but that was a perfectly hit ball by Turner, right in the sort of left center territory where you've got a long run for
there's almost a miscommunication between the center fielder and the left fielder there. They kind of looked at each other, both slowed down.
Yeah, at the lowest levels of baseball, that's where it's like, call it.
Exactly.
Gio Sasso, another powerful hit to left field, making Jack Castiglione shake in his boots. That one almost looked like it was going to go fair, but it went foul. Sasso now really is synced up with this pitcher, even compared to Turner with his really excellent double.
Here we go. Sasso's got to watch out for that garbage breaking ball here. That garbage breaking ball that we've been seeing all on those at-bats that Dyke has been ahead in the count. He's ahead 0-2 right now. Sasso's got to watch that breaking ball.
Sasso in the 6-hole, right down the middle, just like SI did. The play made by the play in center made by Matt Rosen. That is an RBI single for Gio Sasso, sending in Turner from second. Perfectly hit ball. That's exactly what happened in the first inning to the Bells. And that's where you see it. You could tell he was really synced up. He wasn't worried about the speed. And now at bat, we have Tyler Pearson.
Now, let me tell you, this guy's in my English class. This guy can hit a baseball. This is the type of guy that can put some torque on it. It's a real big dude, real heavyweight. He can put that ball deep.
And that's why he's the DH. He swings right off the bat, high fly ball in the center field. The play is made by Nick Blackfeeds at second, catching him out, bringing Nate Chappell up to the bag.
You know, I do like that, though, swinging on the first pitch. I'm a big swing on the first pitch type of guy.
He saw the pitch. He didn't sync up with it quite like he should have, but he liked that pitch. And, I mean, like you were saying, with these first pitches, sometimes it's kind of a tasty ball that you're nervous about. Chappell hits it hard right down the middle, off the glove of Nick Blackfeeds at first. Center fielder Matt Rosen throws it to third baseman Stephen Hartwell.
Nice.
But that is a double from Nate Chappell, and he sends Gio Sasso all the way to third. Now the Bells are starting to get into a rhythm.
You know, that's some real great base running. You got a hard ball at the second baseman. Second baseman gets off position, leaps for that ball. Sasso makes it all the way to third, and
and Chappell makes it to second. Rory Bradford, number 21, up. As the Bells are starting to get into the rhythm, he hits it right into the right field, right into Colin McCarthy's direction. Rory Bradford gets an RBI single, sending home Gio Sasso with Nate Chappell at third. That was another great hit, connected with it perfectly right down the right field line in between Nick Blackfeeds and right fielder Colin McCarthy.
It's going to be real interesting to see how Jack Dyke responds to that. I mean, they just got 2 runs, couple hits in a row on first pitches. Let's see how he responds to that.
This really is a litmus test for a guy to see if he's not going to be rattled by that, as Matt Pinelli comes up to the bag.
Top of the order.
Top of the order, number 5. He throws, trying to catch Roy Bradford with a large lead, but he's safe. We have a man, Rory Bradford at first, and Gio Sasso at third. The pitch to Pinelli, a strike down the middle. Rory Bradford goes, and he's safe at second. Perfect steal. Not a great throw down from Sean Redmond behind the plate.
Throw was a little bit high. I thought that he had him, honestly. Third or shortstop got into position real nicely.
The pop time was right. The throw was just a bit high, and Blackfeeds was in the right spot, but knew what he needed to do. He came in, hopped for the ball, made a great play. And that's also why you've got Justin Williamson covering at shortstop. Also at the lowest level as a baseball, you hear that.
You know, that really was a great play, because Chappell could have easily scored had that been not caught, that high ball.
The pitch to Pinelli was a ball, bringing his count to 1-1, and Dyke pitches, and it's up. Pinelli hits it right on the line, and it will stay fair into Triples Alley.
Wow.
Rory Bradford home, Chappell home, and Matt Pinelli finishes with a triple. Wow. That was an excellent hit off of the wall. You got to hand it to him there.
Off of the foul post.
And Jack Dyke really is rattled right off the foul post, and it didn't even go into that little corner. It bounced to the left, sending right fielder Colin McCarthy into the sort of Triples Alley hole on the side. And
you know, the Bells are really starting to get into a rhythm. I think that Jack Dykes is kind of struggling. The Bells are kind of seeing something in him. The back into that second run through of the order, so all these guys have already batted against him. I think they're feeling it.
The SI manager goes out and speaks to Dyke after our game comes to 4-0. The Bells really finding their rhythm this inning. We have Matt Pinelli at third. Garrett Arnold, number 2, showing a bunt, who pulls back at the last second.
Going a little bit for that suicide squeeze. That would have been interesting.
A little bit for that suicide squeeze. Dyke, the pitch, movement, curveball, strike 1, bringing Arnold's count to 1-1. Arnold, number 9 at the bottom of the order. The pitch from Del Baggio is a strike right down the middle. And this is also, I mean, a tall man. Del Baggio wheels and deals. The pitch swung on kind of low, right to second baseman Nate Chapel, to first baseman Gio Sasso. He sort of reached for that hit right there, sending it straight to Chapel.
Yeah, that wasn't a hit that had a lot of power behind it. Kind of dribbled it up to second base. Easy fielder's choice. Easy play. I could have made that play, quite honestly.
Wow,
beautiful thing.
That makes that is a beautiful thing. But that does bring us to 1 out. The pitch swung on by number 1, Jack Castiglione, at the top of the order. 0-1, great pitch from Del Baggio. Jack Castiglione. 0-1 today. The pitch is a strike from Del Baggio, bringing the count to 0-2. Drew the pitch low for ball 1, 1-2. Castiglione had a good fighting at bat against Del Baggio in the first, bringing us back to the top of the order. SI trying to recover from that eventful inning. Aiden Kelly at third dives to make the play on the line drive from Castiglione, but he doesn't make it. It's left fielder Preston Nickenbacher who has to cover. He throws it in, holding Castiglione to a single. Now up to the plate, Matt Rosen.
Now they got a man on base, 1 out. This is an inning that they can do something with. I mean, Drew Del Baggio might be a little bit rattled after that hit. Aiden Kelly's a little bit frustrated after not catching that. SI has an opportunity to do something here. Let's see it. That is a base hit into right field by Matt Rosen. Got a man on first and a man on second, 1 out, and now the Bells are in a little bit of danger territory. You got 1 out and a man in scoring position, and we got a big man coming right up. Jack Dyke. Let's see it. Northwestern bound.
That was center fielder Matt Rosen with the hit to Colin McCarthy. Yeah, after a tough inning, this is an interesting at-bat to fall upon. Only something really you see in high school baseball.
Precisely.
Jack Dyke would be weeping in the dugout, but now he has to come on with 1 out in the top of the third with 2 men on. The pitch is low, bouncing before it hits the plate, bringing the count to 2-0 against Rosen in this pitcher-on-pitcher duel.
It's a little bit scary. I mean, Drew Del Baggio has 2 a little bit off pitches in a row. Might be a little bit rattled after 2 base hits in a row. Jack Dyke, of course, has lots of power. He's a big man. He can put a lot of torque behind that ball. I think Drew Del Baggio needs to put a breaking ball over the plate right here.
Castiglione trying to make up for what he's got. He fouls it off the left field line. Powerful swing, just didn't quite connect at the right time.
Slow ball, so he got a little bit out in front of it. That's exactly what Drew Del Baggio needed. Got a strike. Now it's a nice competition between these 2 pitchers in this nice batting matchup.
A little duel. His count 2-1. Dyke at the plate with Castiglione and Rosen on. The pitch also low, bouncing before it hits the plate. 3-1 count for the pitcher. Maybe even trying to draw a walk at this point.
Fastball, low inside. Ready?
Tony Romo over here again.
Hey, that's how we roll.
Del Baggio throws, and he gets Castiglione at second. That was great. He saw him going. He had a big lead. He was looking, and he didn't like that. You know, we talk about a sort of intense Del Baggio. Picks him off at second. He's looking on one side, and then he turns on the other shoulder and really threw a fast pitch, but it was the great play by shortstop.
You know, that's really not an easy throw to make from a pitcher. You have to go all the way 180, then to get that ball to a shortstop who's moving to the pitcher's right. That's not an easy throw to make, and he made it perfectly.
And Rory Bradford really made a great tag there, too. The count's still 1-1 with Dyke. The pitch from Del Baggio, swung on by Dyke, gives him a full count.
You know, that's the type of pitch that I think Jack Dyke decided that he was going to swing on before the pitch.
Yeah, he's like, yeah, I got to do this. I mean, you have a guy taking off the bag, a little hubris, a little not Oedipus situation. Oh, jeez. You have a little bit of an Icarus situation. Flew too close to the sun at second. Castellano. Pitch from Del Baggio, swung on by Dyke, really connected on. Center fielder Matt Pinelli makes the play to close out of the inning, stranding Rosen at first. That was a powerful, powerful connection by Rosen. You almost hope that, you know, he doesn't get in front of it more and send that over the wall in center field. But Pinelli was there, made a great running, jumping play to take us out of that inning. Almost bad.
Yeah, he really hit that ball hard, and that's a real impressive catch to make with the ball coming with that velocity.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a great thing to see in them.
It's a stressful position. You got to be a fast guy.
Yeah.
That was a great inning. Great throw by Del Baggio to pick Castellani off of at second, and sort of almost changed the momentum of the inning where we had 2 hits.
You know, let's see how Jack Dyke responds here. He just flew out, and now he's back on the mound. Let's see if the Bells can pick off right where they left off last inning, scoring 4 runs on 5 hits.
Well, Preston Knickerbocker to start the inning for the Bells. Garrett Arnold, or Aiden Kelly in the hole, and Derek Turner Garrett Arnold on deck, Derek Turner in the hole.
Dude, that is such an awesome last name.
Derek Turner?
Knickerbocker.
Knickerbocker?
That is an awesome.
It's like the short shorts in old school basketball.
Yeah, it's incredible.
Have you you bothered to watch the movie The Kissing Booth yet on Netflix?
You know, I'm not a big Netflix movie type of guy.
No, neither am I, and it's awful. But it's it's my favorite movie now. It's my favorite movie because I have a theory that there's no such thing as a bad movie. You know.
Completely disagree.
No, you never see a movie and hate that you saw it because if it's bad, it's funny, and no matter what, you're entertained. That's my, long-held theory.
No, I mean, what about a 3-hour just grueling, boring movie?
Up at the plate, Preston Knickerbocker.
Gotta love that name.
Third in the order. The pitch from Dyke, swung on by Knickerbocker. Powerful hit right to center field. But the play is made by Matt Rosen.
Aiden Kelly coming out. We got a man with a lot of torque. He's going to put the bat on the ball here, and let's see if he can make a move.
Doesn't change the fact that he chews real loud, but let's hope he could change his momentum. 0-1 today. The pitch swung on by Kelly. It's a high fly ball right to center field again. Rosen is called off by Colin McCarthy, who makes the play, bringing us to 2 outs. And number 10, Derek Turner, comes to the plate.
2 outs on 2 pitches. This is exactly what Jack Dyke was hoping for. He was hoping to get in the inning, get right out, and get those Bells back on the dugout.
I mean, he really is a fast pitcher with his with his timing, and as you said, right down the middle, a little low, but that'll bring us to an 0-1 count to Turner. Showing bunt is Derek Turner, but he pulls back at the last minute to take the ball. 1-1 count. Dyke fast. The pitch bounces before it even hits the plate, bringing our count to 2-1.
You know, he's done that like 4 or 5 times now. Those off-speed pitches that just don't even make it to the plate. It
does happen.
Oh, but that's an interesting thing to see. I mean, if he's going to Northwestern.
Turner swings right behind him into the netting.
It's pretty awesome. Number 15, Gio Sasso on deck, just catches that ball right off the net. That's something I really like to see.
That's, sort of like in the NBA where the buzzer goes off, but they still shoot the shot and make it, after the ref blows the whistle. But our count, 2-2, Dyke to Rosen, swung on, foul tip, right behind. Sasso gets the ball again.
You know what? I think what's really great about this Jack Dyke pitcher is that he has a lot of heat. He can put a lot of speed behind that ball, but he also has a lot of good off-speed stuff. So there's a lot of change in the velocity on those pitches, and it's really getting the Bellarmine batters.
That is true. Dyke throws it right down the middle, hit by Turner to center fielder Matt Rosen. Caught to end the inning. 3 up, 3 down, real quick inning, like he said. 2 pitches for the first 2 at-batters. Knickerbocker and Kelly taken down real quick. Not giving us the opportunity to see Tyler Pearson at bat. That'll leave Colin McCarthy, center fielder, to bat in his cleanup position for SI as Drew DelBaggio comes out for another inning. No, see, you've gone to a movie at a movie theater, you're telling me, and left it and said, okay, maybe that wasn't, I should have seen that movie, but you never say, oh, I should have not gone to the movies at all.
I disagree. Okay, let me tell you, I was.
And what's now? Name it.
Lincoln.
When people talk.
Lincoln.
Oh well, see, this is you, and you got your stuff and all that, but.
No, I just got bored. Honest to God, I got
bored. That was boring. That's what I was. That's what I forgot at the end of the inning. We left out. You say 3-hour movie. It's boring. It's only a movie like Lincoln where you leave thinking that. For the most part, the bad movies we're talking about are usually comedies or rom-coms, which is where The Kissing Booth falls in. It's not the historical movies, and usually I wait for stuff to come out about those when it's a biopic, which is all that people make anymore because they're too afraid to write an original script because they end up writing a Kissing Booth. But to start at the top of the 4th, we have number 22, Colin McCarthy, the center fielder. Drew DelBaggio entering his 4th inning with just 2 hits on him. He throws a strike right down the middle with the curveball, swung on by Colin McCarthy, but the timing just wasn't right. The pitch outside for strike 2.
Colin McCarthy's got to be a little bit worried right here. Drew DelBaggio has a lot of good garbage, got a lot of good off-speed pitches, and he's up in the count 0-2. He can play with this pitch right here. Let's see what he does.
He has a weird swing, pivots his body with it, and it's a high fly ball to Matt Pinelli in right field, who beautifully makes, or not Matt Pinelli in right field, that's Derek Turner in right field, who makes a great play, throwing it back in, bringing us to 1 out. He tried with that, but the swing just didn't look right, pivoting his body.
I think it was just a little bit early on that pitch. Just got a little bit of a piece of it with the,
and pulled
with the tip of his bat. Yeah,
yep.
There you go.
DelBaggio, the pitch, right down the middle. Little movement for strike 1 to number 8, Justin Williamson. Justin Williamson playing shortstop today. Second pitch, just a little outside for ball 1, bringing the count to 1-1. Now, if we talk about guys who look the part, I'd say that Williamson maybe not necessarily, but he looks like he's shifty. That's what you give this guy, shifty.
He's a little bit of a scrawny guy. I don't know how well he can move, just based on how he looks, how he's kind of shuffling a little bit in the box.
Swung on is the 3rd pitch, right in between Pinelli and Turner. Turner makes the play, running the throw to Chappell, holds him to a single.
You know, it's almost like he just heard me. And just did that because
that really might have been to spite you. I don't doubt it.
You know, that was a really nice base hit. That's the type of stuff that you see in the MLB. Just got a perfect piece of the ball. Don't hit it too hard, just enough to get it over the infielders and just kind of drop right in the outfield.
Well, that's when you run a shift on this guy is really what it is. And that's how the MLB has changed with these left-handers. But now at the plate is the right-hander, number 21, Nick. What do we call him? Glofkid? Glofkid.
Glofkid, yeah.
The pitch is low and away, bouncing just behind the plate, stopped by Garrett Arnold for ball 1.
You a big shift guy? No shift?
I don't like the shift in that it's changed the offensive layout of the game where it's so much hard. It's killed the left-handed pitcher almost and makes it so much harder to get a hit, but it's very effective. But the pitch from Glofkid hit in between Pinelli and
another great base hit.
Preston Knickerbocker, your guy. Another great base hit, as Joe said, with an 0-1 count. That brings us to a spot with no.
Sean Redmond.
Justin Williamson at second. And Nick Glufkid at first. Sean Redmond, number 5, up to the plate. Batting in the 7th position. Just 1 out in the top of the 4th.
Now, Drew Bellarmine got out of a similar spot last inning. Let's see if we can do it again.
The pitch right down the middle, your sort of favorite pitch out of the Turner or the Dyke figure, bringing our count to 0-1. This is where they hope to make up for the lost ground in the eventful second inning, but the pitch is right between Pinelli and Turner. But Pinelli makes the throw, but that will send. No. Turner.
We've got the bases loaded.
Yeah, Williamson dared not to go on that. That was smart base coaching. Didn't send him, but we do have the bases loaded
with
just 1 out.
Up to bat, a very, very strong power hitter. Type of guy that you, just by looking at him, you know that he can hit that ball hard. You got bases loaded, and that was very smart by the third base coach not to send him with 1 out and a strong man up to bat.
And just 1 out, that's true. Shifty.
You know how they always say when you're playing baseball, you got to know every situation that could happen. That's the same for the base coaches.
That's the name of the game.
It's awesome.
The manager goes to speak to Del Baggio, cool his head, after, much like Dyke in the bottom of the second, has almost gotten in over his head, slow down the pace of the game, just 1 out. The Bells looking to get out of this mess. You do wish to see how Josiah Redmond will react in a situation like this. This is when the clutch gene really shows. Opportunity, really, ultimately, to tie up the game in this eventful inning.
You know, I don't think I'd be upset if I saw a home run here. I appreciate greatness. That'd be awesome.
And we have a train coming. Del Baggio, a lot of pressure. The pitch to Turner, hit right up the middle to Pinelli in center. That will send Colin McCarthy home. No, that's Williamson home, and that is a sac fly with an RBI for Josiah Redmond, sending Colin McCarthy home. That brings the game to 4-1 with 2 outs in the top of the 4th. Not the worst situation you could be in for Del Baggio in terms of that. I mean, obviously you want to strike out, but the sac fly could have been worse. Now we have a man
on first and a man on third. You got Garrett Arnold needs to watch Sean Redmond stealing second base from first base right here. It'd be interesting if they take that chance and put another man in scoring position.
Del Baggio to Hartwell is hit to Rory McCarthy at first. At short, he makes the play to Gio Sasso, catching Hartwell at first to close out of the inning. That is the first run for the St. Ignatius Wildcats. In an eventful 4th inning, they got out of a bases loaded situation. You got to hand it to Drew there, but it wasn't without the sac fly from Redmond.
So back to your movie Extreme View, what I was just saying is that not every movie is a good movie.
No, but I don't such thing exists as a awful movie, because no matter what, you're entertained. Like, I don't think no, obviously not every movie is, Goodfellas or The Godfather or Citizen Kane or whatever. I don't think that those are great movies either, because I think you watch them now and they're a little boring because they don't hit as hard. The best movies of all time. But I could go and see an Avengers movie, which I don't like, but I'll still find some enjoyment because you're, in this sort of cynical way, you can laugh at it.
So you laugh at the Avengers movies?
I don't like them that much.
Why?
Never been my thing. Never was a superhero kid.
I'm a pretty big superhero kid.
Interesting. I just wasn't. And you can't force that.
I mean, well, you can if you're brainwashed as a kid. and your dad just kind of forces superheroes onto you, you become a superhero kid.
Okay, so that's you. That's fine.
That's me. That's how I was raised.
But then ultimately, usually when it's something that's forced upon you, then you reject it, later.
But when something's as awesome as superheroes, I mean, just the concept of superheroes is so unique and awesome.
Yeah,
it's just something that I grab onto as a kid.
To kick off the bottom of the third, though, a superhero in his own right, batting fifth. No, not fifth. Sixth for the Bells is Gio Sasso. Tyler Pearson on deck. Dyke still pitching. He throws just a little low and inside for ball 1 to Sasso. Sasso, hits dingers. He's got it in him. Hasn't shown it today.
Nice.
Third baseman for the Wildcats.
Sasso doesn't even get all of the ball, but he gets just enough on it to sneak it by the third baseman and get it just down the left field line. Nice single, a little bit lucky. Could be called an error, depending on who you are.
That's not an error. We talked about it. So obviously, error is subjective in the scoring, but it was Stephen Hartwell at third who dove to make the play. I don't know if it was off his glove or not. We can't get a replay, but that puts Sasso on third with no outs. The pitch to Tyler Pearson, number 26, up is a strike right down the middle. As you said, usually the move,
so to speak,
for our boy Dyke. Tyler takes it, not as aggressive as it bats past, but he swings on the second one, and it's hit to shortstop Justin Williamson. He throws to second baseman Nick Blackfeeds, my guy with the hair, and it's not in time to catch Sasso. Pearson is safe. They didn't turn two. That's 2 men on.
Again, just got just enough of the ball that the infielders can't make the play. That's the name of the game.
Now, batting in the 8th position, Nate Chappell comes to the plate with 2 men on and no outs. Dyke still has to react. Showing bunt, he tips it. He's going to take hell for that after this game. Bunting and not getting a hold of it. You hate to see that.
You do, in fact.
But they don't heckle him because they're excited at the possibility of Sasso and Pearson at second and third. But the bunt from Chappell, thrown to third. Sasso is safe, perfectly executed. Chappell safe at first.
If I'm being completely honest with you, that guy's out.
Well, we don't have a replay, so we won't be able to go back and question the merit of that call. But it was close at third with Sasso. Beautifully executed bunt takes Chappell to first, Tyler Pearson to second, and Gio Sasso to third. Bases loaded, no outs in the bottom of the 4th. The first pitch to Rory McCarthy is a strike, quick fastball right down the gut.
What's interesting is the Bells had a rally in the second inning based on all base hits, doubles, triples, and now we're getting this rally completely based on just small infield hits. It's pretty awesome.
Yeah, we're starting to get little scrappy baseball going, and that's what you get at a high school level, and that's what you get without the shift. That's why I say that is my thoughts about the shifts. Valley Christian ran the shift against Bellarmine just a couple weeks ago, but the first pitch, the second pitch to Rory McCarthy, was fouled off hard to right field off of the top of the... Rory McCarthy takes it on the back, hit by pitch, sends Sasso home, bases loaded. That was an 0-2 pitch right inside, hit him right on his shoulder. He took that one for the team, and in turn, getting sent to the base, got a run in, taking the score to 5-1.
I think Rory saw that baseball. He saw it coming at him, saw that it was a breaking ball.
He knew,
kind of
he knew it was going.
A little bit.
No, that's what you want to do.
Exactly.
It's going to hurt less, and he took it. He
Exactly.
He didn't lean into it. He took it. Matt Pinelli, taking us back to the top of the order, takes ball 1 low from Dyke. We already have something going, and you really hate to see that for Dyke too, where a hit by you hit a runner to send a guy home. Another low pitch to Pinelli takes the count to 2-0.
Yeah, no, you hit a kid to send send in a run as a pitcher, you already know that your head coach is kind of staring at you a little bit.
And you love and on our side, McCarthy, that's awesome. The pitch a little up. Pinelli swings on it, fouls it off into the back, 2-1. You know, Roy McCarthy, that really is a badge of honor to get a RBI. I mean, not scored as an RBI by that means. And we still have Pearson at third, Chappell at second, now Rory at first.
And we're back at the top of the lineup for the third time through.
Pinelli takes one on the thigh. The pitch was right inside. He's a lefty. He's a lefty. And at this point, the manager speaks to Jack Dyke, in the bottom of the fourth with his second hit-by-pitch batter of the inning.
And Dyke gets a little bit of a warning from the umpire for hitting 2 batters in a row. I don't think that was intentional. I think that was just Dyke's getting a little bit off his game, being down by 5 runs at this point. However, I think that he does need to keep his composure a little bit. I think that he needs to come back together or get out of this game. I think he's really struggling out here.
That hit by pitch to the thigh, I mean, that did hurt for Pinelli, is another RBI, so to speak, sending Tyler Pearson home. We have Nate Chappell at third, Roy McCarthy at second, and now Matt Pinelli at first. The umpire speaking to Dyke and speaking to the manager, and the manager speaking to Dyke because you have 2 back-to-back hit-by pitches. You know, you say, oh, is he taking out his aggression? Oh, whatever. He does something like that again, he's going to get pulled. Now we have number 2, catcher Garrett Arnold up to the plate. The pitch from Dyke right down the middle this time, not at his head. Or his back. The right-handed Garrett Arnold. He's had a tough game. He showed bunt. I think the suicide squeeze paid off perfectly, but this time he hits it right into the right field. It's caught by right fielder Colin McCarthy, but that sac fly will send Nate Chappell home, take Roy McCarthy to third, and Matt Pinelli stays at second. Nate Chappell and Rory, great base running, smart, tagged up, and it was really the high, hard pop fly into.
It's 3 pitches, 3 base hits.
Turner dared not leave second base, but now we have a man at first and second. Gio at first.
The man himself, Tyler Pearson, one of the Bell's best power hitters, up against a pitcher who's seemingly struggling a little bit right now.
That brings the score to 10-1, by the way, with Aiden Kelly crossing home. The first pitch to Tyler is low behind the plate, and that'll send Sasso and Turner to third and second, respectively. They went sort of wild pitch in your scoring books. Now, 2 men in scoring position, and 1 ball, no strikes for Tyler Pearson. Tyler takes another strike, bringing his count to 2-0. Everyone's getting some this inning.
And there's only 1 out. Still, this is a very, very lengthy inning and has showing no signs of ending.
I mean, you do have to hand it to this pitcher, worst possible position to be in. His pitch
exactly
hits the ground in the batter's box for a left-handed hitter, bringing the count to 3-0 for Tyler Pearson. This kid's rattled. Everyone on this team is rattled, and this is when it becomes contagious. Tyler Pearson takes ball 4 just low from Grafio. Now we have a man.
So quick Spanish
first, second,
lesson.
and third. Bases loaded.
When there's 2 L's next to each other, it turns into a Y. And then when there's just 1 L, it's just no.
Grafio. Grafilo.
Padilla, Grafilo.
You had to think about it.
There you go.
I don't know. I take French, and in French you don't say anything at all. You don't say any of the letters. But after that quick Spanish lesson, that is the end of Padilla Grafilo. As well, who do we have in now? SI puts in number 33, Declan Elias, another junior. This is, I think, the last thing that they expected. But Padillo.
Padilla Grafilo.
Okay, you say it whenever I'm implying it. I mean, he's done now. He's gone. But this is a 7th run inning, still 1 out, bases loaded with Turner, Sasso, and Pearson.
You know, it's a really tough thing for SI to go through. They come down here expecting to get a win in the books.
Well, it ain't over till the fat lady sings, as you will hear in any sports game.
However, when you're up by 10 runs, the fat lady is kind of getting out her mic.
Wow, that is a great call, but it is only the 4th inning. Let's take a quick look at Declan Elias, Jr. from St. Ignatius High School. This guy is 6'4", 125 pounds. Wow. So this is your sort of long, lanky Chris Sale. 125. I mean, I weigh more than this guy. Who knows if that? Oh, 215. I don't even know where I read that. Maybe I'm dyslexic. 215, 6'4". This is a really big boy. First year on varsity. This is also his first time in a game. 0 wins, 0 losses. Just 1 game played.
So 7 runs scored in this inning. I mean, feels like a year ago that Jack Dyke hit 2 batters in a row.
He bounced back from the bottom of the 2nd where the Bells scored 4 runs, but now that it's 11-1 after a 5-run inning, no, 4-run inning for Dyke and a 3-run inning for
Padilla.
Thank you. But the first pitch from Elias is a ball, not off to a great start. He tosses it to number 20 on the Bells, Nate Chappell. Possibly his 3rd time up this inning. I think we're back at the... I mean, you're right. I feel like we've gone through over the whole game in this first inning, and that really is what happens in a high school baseball game. But now we have a 2-2 count. Declan Elias pitches to Chappell. He swings, and that is actually 2-2. 2-2 count, 1 out, bases loaded. Nate Chappell, who's had a eventful inning. He's also a great pitcher in his own right. The pitch from Elias is up and inside for ball 3 with a full count now. Chappell, 20. Elias seems to have a little more spunk than
Padilla.
The pitch is fouled off by Nate Chappell.
Yeah,
that had a thud wherever that may have landed, possibly on the wrestling building. Quite an inning.
Elias has a little bit more weight on him, can get a little bit more velocity behind this ball.
His pitch, big pitch to Chappell, is hit into center field. Matt Rosen makes the catch, but that in turn sends Dustin Turner home to make it 12-1. That is an RBI single. No, RBI sac fly for your boy. Big at bat for Chappell. Back up again after taking one in the shoulder in the same inning as Rory McCarthy. He takes ball, also inside, maybe a little shaky. I mean, that was the worst in Little League. You get hit by a ball and then you're terrified your next time up. But his first pitch inside, his second pitch at his feet. Bounces, almost hit his foot, frankly. And that's a 2-0 count. We have Tyler Pearson still at first.
You know, this is the type of inning where
Gio Sasso still at second.
Type of inning where the St. Ignatius players in the outfield and in the infield are just kind of tired and just dreading the rest of this game. They're tired. They've been out there for at least half an hour now, just getting ready to go back into that dugout and hopefully turn this game around a little bit.
I'm sorry, it's loud cheer. Aiden Kelly, who's at second. That was the strike to take the count to 3-1 with Roy McCarthy after 2 inside pitches and a go bells from Father Shinning. Maybe this 4th inning might be close to it. But no, it is not. Roy McCarthy gets sent to first base with still 2 outs in the inning after the big sac fly. But now we have Dylan Cole. Dylan Tejada from our class up to bat. That is a change in the order from Bellarmine. Big cut to left fielder
and a blessing
Jack
to the
Castiglione to close out a hellhole of an inning for St. Ignatius, and perhaps the game-defining inning for Bellarmine. That's 8 runs, 8 hits.
8 runs in an inning. Wow.
2 hit by pitch.
In a word, wow.
A handful of errors. 3 pitchers.
The Bells switching up their lineup a little bit. I see a lot of different faces out there in the outfield. You got number 10, I believe, perhaps number 18 behind the plate instead of Garrett Arnold.
Is number 16, Gabriel Mortora, and we now have Dylan Tejada playing center field for Matt Pinelli.
We have Robbie Cordova, it looks like, on the mound.
No, it is number 19.
19, I read 18. That's
Sam
my fault.
Kim Jr. He's an ace.
Is this kid in our grade? I've never seen this kid before.
He is in our grade. He is a baseball
Baseball
focused kid. Baseball all the time. Great pitcher, throws some heat. Another low 80s kid. Drew Del Baggio pitched a commendable 4 innings with just 1 run, but 7 hits. Sam Kim comes into the game with a comfy lead of just 11 runs. And that's why they pulled Drew Del Baggio, and that's why we have Gabriel Mortora. You can tell me how to say that one in Spanish. Behind the plate. And for Matt Pinelli in the outfield,
this is a
number 23, Dylan Tejada.
You know, it's pretty awesome that the Bells had the opportunity to take their big bats and their more highly played guys out of this game so they can rest, kind of chill for the rest of this game. Got a big game against Mitty tomorrow, which we are also calling, I believe.
Big game tomorrow, but first, Jack Castiglione at the top of the order for the St. Ignatius Wildcats, and a lot of work to be done. The first pitch by Sam Kim is in fact a strike, a good start. The second pitch, just a little low for ball 1, bringing his count to 1-1. You know, Sam Kim really throws some heat. He kicks and deals, swung on by Castiglione for strike 2. Timing not quite right, just tipped.
You know, what he has a little bit different from Jack Dyke is he has a little bit longer arm. So what he can do is he can throw that body forward, leave that arm behind a little bit, and kind of catapult it forward with the leverage from his body and really get some heat on that ball.
Yeah, little guy. That one, a lot of movement. Curveball, or breaking ball, not perfectly executed. Came in a little high. Castiglione ducking out of the way, bring the count to 2-2.
One thing that Del Biagio and this new pitcher can both focus on. Sam Kim can focus on.
But Castiglione hits it to third baseman Aiden Kelly, and he makes the throw to Gio Sasso for out number 1, bringing up number 2, Matt Rosen, to the plate for the St. Ignatius Wildcats.
They've got to focus on not leaving those breaking balls up in the zone. Once you start facing really, really good teams, they're going to start turning on those breaking balls high in the zone, and you're going to be looking at balls going out. And that is a very, very dangerous pitch to be thrown.
That is a dangerous pitch to be thrown, but Aiden Kelly makes a great play. Sam Kim to Matt Rosen, a strike. 0-1.
You know, when you look at the scoreboard here, it's 12-1. You would have been expecting to have seen a home run by now. But
no, instead, we were fighting. Rosen, though, hits it to center field to the newly in Matt Tejada, Dylan Tejada. He makes the catch. And a substitution for the Wildcats, Sancho Lamas, coming in for James Adams. That means that we will be seeing this guy at first base in the bottom of this inning. The first pitch to Lamas is a strike.
I like that name too, Lamas.
Yeah, there's a couple of famous Lamases out there. Sancho Lamas. Sancho Lamas hits it right to Roy McCarthy, and he'll toss it to Gio Sasso to close us out of the inning. 3 up, 3 down for the Bellarmine Bells.
Let me tell you, the underlying reason that the Bellarmine defense has looked so good in this game is exceptional shortstop play. There's not a single ball that has gone by the shortstops of the Bellarmine Bells, and there's not been a single bad throw from the shortstop to first base in this game. And that has been the underlying reason why the St. Ignatius Wildcats only have 1 run thus far.
No, and coming, oh yes. No, so now now on the mound we have number 9 Stephen Hartwell coming over. Stephen Hartwell coming over from third base, meaning that Sancho Lamas is playing third, and pitcher Declan Elias pulled after the bottom of the 4th.
So they're in pitcher number 4, and they're at this point just trying to make it through the game. Not really looking for exceptional pitching. They're just trying to get out of this game, get back to San Francisco, and regroup after this bit of a spanking by the Bellarmine Bells.
I can't speak to this guy's experience as a pitcher, but yeah, no, I don't think that they were expecting to be putting him in at this point. And now, entering the 4th with...
Let me tell you, watching this pitcher, he's not putting a lot of heat behind these balls. He's just trying to get him over the plate. This could turn into a wiffle ball game real quick.
And so yes, if you weren't following, 26, Sancho Lamas is now playing third.
Got a new batter as well in Gabriel Mortera. That is the man who was behind the plate and replaced Garrett Arnold in that last inning. First at-bat of the game against a infield pitcher.
That means that we are at the second spot in the lineup. First pitch from Hartwell, third baseman, is a ball. The pitch, up and away, a ball. We also have our good bud, Michael Shannon, number 14, on deck, which means that he's coming in for Preston Knickerbocker. The pitch swung on by Mortera for strike 1. Swung again, tipped off to the side by Mortera. Strike 2, 2-2 count.
I think the tempo and really the energy of this game has just gone way down ever since that bottom of the 4th inning, which the Bells scored 8 runs. Hit right back to the pitcher, number 9, Stephen Hartwell. Easy throw to first to get Gabriel Mortera out. 1 out in the inning.
I mean, he is a third baseman, so you do expect him to be making those sorts of plays. But better start as opposed to what we've been seeing in this game. And now, number 14, Michael Shannon, up at the plate. He's coming in for Knickerbocker. He'll be playing left field, but the pitch from Hartwell right down the middle for strike 1. I do like, now yes, on the Bellarmine lineup, we get to see all these guys. not our starters, but great players getting a shot to play.
Great players as well as great guys. What you really like to see is
Curveball.
guys, especially who played baseball, put their whole life into it. Some of them never see the field. It's really awesome to see all those guys get out there and play the game they really like to play.
The pitch from Hartwell was a curveball, little up for ball one. Shannon swings, but it goes foul, bringing his count to 1-2. Shannon, big cuts, great guy all around.
Great guy.
Everyone loves Shannon. Big truck guy too.
Oh yeah, big raise.
Yeah, big suspension kit on that Chevy.
Real wide stance.
Real wide stance. The third batter. The pitch from Hartwell fouled off by Shannon again. Little high, but he saw something at the plate. 1-2 count, no men on, and just one out. This Hartwell guy, I mean, you were talking a little lip in between innings, but
he's looking pretty good. He's looking a lot better than I thought he was going to.
At this point, he's doing all right. The pitch, though, is a curveball, little off speed, and Shannon decides to take a cut and fouls it off again. 1-2.
And we did agree before the game that we were going to be Bellarmine homers.
Well,
so when I
can't take that out of me and be objective around the school that I love.
I mean, neither can I.
The pitch from Hartwell swung on by Shannon. Strike three. Shannon's upset. Not caught at the jump by catcher Sean Redmond, but he didn't make the tag. Could have ran it out. Now up is the new catcher, Colton DeCuna, for Bellarmine. That means that another substitute was made. Gabriel Mortero was taken out, who was in spot for starter Garrett Arnold. He's batting in the 3-hole. Hartwell's first strikeout is recorded in the books, and the first pitch is swung on by DeCuna.
There's a little bit of movement on that ball as well, so I'm starting to get the feeling that Stephen Hartwell is not just a third baseman like we anticipated and what the stat sheet says, but rather he's got some pitching in him. This is a kid who can pitch.
Yeah, he can deal, and his second pitch, right down the middle, swung on, is a strike, bringing our count to 0-2.
Solid breaking ball as well. I mean, this kid can pitch. I think the stat sheet needs a little bit of an upgrade to write 3B/P. Dude's a pitcher.
Yeah, give him some credit. He's in for Aiden Kelly.
Heads up.
That is right by the broadcast booth. It was a short, high fly ball by DeCuna. And pitcher Hartwell and third baseman
Sancho Lamas, they tell you in T-ball, they tell you in single A, they tell you in double A. When there's a fly ball, you got to call it.
You got to call it. No one called it. It was all around called off, and they saw it fall to the ground. Not getting Colton DeCuna out. Count 2-2. The pitch outside. Full count for DeCuna.
And it is starting to cool down a little bit out here. Starting to get a little bit more overcast. I don't know what the forecast is for tonight and tomorrow. It looks like it might rain a little bit, but it is starting to cool off, so these bats might start cooling off as well.
The final pitch right down the middle strikes out DeCuna, looking for a backwards K to close us out of the fifth inning, in which a fourth inning full of energy, full of excitement, and full of action is followed by a fifth inning with not much. Hartwell was pretty much lights out, as was Sam Kim. No hits recorded in the inning. Now, what's really been on my mind is UFOs.
As in extraterrestrial beings.
Yes.
And what brought that onto your mind?
Well, the more you look into this stuff, it's crazy how many people they affect, and no one really puts much thought into it.
Well, are you talking full near human capability beings, or are you talking about like bacteria?
No, I'm talking about, I don't know if, I think that the human bodies can survive alien bacteria, and I think we are at this very moment.
Well, here's the thing about
But you
about
hear
aliens.
about these men in black and all that, and it sounds like really there's all these people who see this stuff, and they talk about it pretty openly, but they're these men in black, these sort of alien figures who do remove stuff from their brain and they try to mimic humans, but they're not quite right.
So here's what I'd say is scientists say that the universe is infinitely large. So that means that there's every chance in the world that an alien has to exist if the probability of an alien is 0.01 times 10 to the millionth, right? I mean, that's
like that.
pretty much how probability works. Anyway, back to baseball.
Back to baseball.
Got number 6, Shane Hawkins, up to bat.
He's coming in the spot of
and we have not seen him all day as well. So it looks like both teams are kind of letting the game be how it is, letting their lower level guys trot out onto the field and get some playing time, which is something that any fan of sports really likes to see.
He's coming in for Adams at first base, at the bottom of the order. He's a junior, our boy Shane Hawkins, and that's a great name, but Mikey Marks is also in for Sam Kim after his lights out 3 up, 3 down inning, and he walks his first batter, Shane Hawkins. Mikey Marks, Jr. And now up for the SI Wildcats, playing first base, is Matthew Kitts.
Mikey Marks, that's a good name.
You don't know him either?
No.
He's also in our class, a junior at Bellarmine. The first pitch from Mikey Marks to Zach Kitts is a ball. Yeah, Matthew Kitts coming in the third base position for Jack Castiglione.
You know, it's real tough when you're playing baseball and the game just seems to never be ending when you're on the losing team, right? You're just sitting there. Your starting pitcher is supposed to be your ace, had a tough outing.
The Kitts is ball.
And you're just kind of struggling through this game, trying to make it to the end, trying to make it back to San Francisco. And that just seems to be where the Ignatius Wildcats are. They just want to get back to San Francisco at this point.
It is a fair evaluation, but first, Zach Kitts throws.
2.
Caught by Joey Cerrito. Turn 2 to Dacuna, and then thrown to first to the regular pitcher, Ethan Tonti. Really, both lineups have more or less fully morphed at this point. That was a double play.
Oh, what a great breaking ball. What an absolute great breaking ball. Mikey Marks got Sean Rinn looking, and he was getting ready to swing at that ball, and he watched it the whole way. That was a great breaking ball. Ball 2, low outside. Mikey Marks staring down the catcher, shakes off first pitch, and he deals fastball low outside, ball 3. looking like Sean Wren is up in the count 3-0. 2 outs after the Bells turn that double play. Mikey Marks deals. And strike one. 3-1. Sean Wren was hoping for that to be ball four so he could get an easy first base. Mikey Marks really moving here. Deals. Wren hits it to shortstop.
Cerrito, and he makes the throw to Tonti for the third out. That was a crisis narrowly averted with the triple play, or the double play. It'd be amazing for a triple play.
I think if there was a triple play, it'd be SportsCenter.
It'd be SportsCenter. Then they'd hear our stupid voices.
Self-deprecating humor is the best type of humor.
Especially when you're an idiot.
True story. So if the game holds the way it is, we have 2 more half innings. We got the bottom of the 6th, top of the 7th. The St. Ignatius Wildcats have brought in a different pitcher.
This is their 6th pitcher of the game, number 18.
Ray Belcora, senior. Looks like he can move the ball. Just warming up to just out here for warm-up. Josiah Bryant, big power hitter from earlier in the game, got pulled after the St. Ignatius Wildcats decided that they were going to switch up the lineup a little bit in order to deal with a 11-run deficit. Ray Belcora with a little bit of a 3-quarter pitch. I used to throw sidearm, so I can appreciate that. Type of guy who can throw a little bit of torque into those hips and really throw that ball 3/4. Number 4, Vincent Molina, is back there at catcher for the first time today. Really got the lineup switching up a little bit. Now we've got number 17, Jose Roseberry, getting ready. Pitch is ball, slider outside. Number 18, Ray Belcora against number 17, Jose Roseberry. The pitch is low. The count 2-0 in favor of Roseberry. And the Bellarmine Bells are really getting all of their boys into this game. The pitch is high for Roseberry. 3-0 count. Starting to look like Ray Belcora is struggling a little bit in this matchup. The pitch is way high up by the eyes of Joey Roseberry, and he gets a base on balls. Ethan Tanti, for the first time in this game, number 27, infielder and pitcher, is getting an opportunity to bat against Ray Belcora. Belcora is the type of guy who has just a few seconds between his pitches. He deals is straight down the middle. Strike one for Ethan Tanti. And we got Joey Roseberry at first, Ethan Tanti up to bat. Ray Belcora deals. And strike number 2 for Ethan Tanti. Down 0-2 in the count. Ray Belcora is going to be looking to throw some junk here. Perhaps show off his breaking ball for the first time of the inning. Joey Roseberry taking a little bit of a lead. And hit nice and strong by Ethan Tanti in the gap between third base and shortstop. Joey Roseberry is going to take second, and Ethan Tanti is going to trot on over to first base. Bells have first base and second base. Roseberry at second, Tanti at first with no outs. And number 18, Joey Cordova, up to bat. Belcora looking at Roseberry, deals and a little bit low. So Cordova is going to be up 1-0 in the count. You can feel the energy just deteriorating in this game, especially from the St. Ignatius dugout. Belcova caught by the St. Ignatius defense, overthrown to the cutoff man. Cordova hit a little bit of a pop-up into right field. Number 17, Joey Roseberry, tried to tag up a little bit on second base, but went back. And we got 1 out. Anthony DiVittorio.
Oy.
That's a long one. Gets all of the ball into right field, and the right fielder gets an easy catch. Almost turns a double play at second when Joey tries to take off a little bit. Joey Roseberry at second and Ethan Tanti at first. It turned from no outs to 2 outs in about 3 pitches. Deals. Ball a little bit high, fouled way off to the left. Ray Belcora battling in an inning where doesn't have all that much to lose. He's just looking to kind of end this game, do his best. Ray Belcora staring down Roseberry, deals, and Dylan Cole taps it down the first baseline. Easy snag for the first baseman, tags the bag, and that will end the 6th inning. And it's time for the top of the 7th, likely, unless the St. Ignatius Wildcats pull something absolutely nuts and score 11 runs, should be the last half inning of this baseball game. Out there to pitch for the Bells, number 33.
Jack Callis.
Jack Callis.
Kias?
Kias? Coolest.
Kalus the coolest. And it's not really the final countdown quite yet. Just being the top of the 7th. The Bells have an inning to get through. At least 3 batters. Jack Kalus coming up. A whole plethora of changes. We've got Ethan Tonti at first base. We now have DiVittorio at second base. Joey Cerrito at short. Michael Shannon at third. Number 22, Dylan Cole in left. Number 23, Dylan Tejada in right. You got the Dylan duo right there. And then in right field for the Bellarmine Bells, we've got number 9, your boy, Roseberry. Roseberry, great baseball last name. But Kalus pitches to Vincent Molina.
A little bit of heat on this ball. This is one of the Bells' better pitchers. They're getting him out here to warm up a little bit.
He's in here to close right now. He throws the first pitch as a strike, hard hit, and then Kalus makes the play, tosses it to Tonti at first base, snagging Vincent Molina. Now in at catcher. Now at the third, in the 3-hole for the St. Ignatius Wildcats, number 10, William Newhoff. Kalus throws his first pitch quick, but inside and down for ball 1. Newhoff
I'm telling you.
now in sort of as a designated hitter now for the pitching position for the St. Ignatius Wildcats. But what were you telling me?
The shortstops for the Bells today have been absolutely incredible, and it's kind of switched around from Rory to Joey Cerrito now. The Bells shortstop have played absolutely exceptional and has been the key to the Bells' runaway victory today.
And that really is your sort of Oakland perspective, but this is also now Jack Kalus out of the game, and we now have Sparling in the pitching position. We have Grant Gruwell in number 12 for the Bellarmine Bells. Basically, both teams, in what looked like it would be a pitcher's duel for the first, I don't know, 1.5 innings, turned into an absolute nightmare for both teams, burning through their bullpen. 7th, maybe 13, 14 pitchers all around for both teams. As Gruwell comes in, the Bells really just hope to close it out now that they've got 2 outs. Number 18, Ray Belcora, excellent baseball name, up for the Wildcats. The Bells are just trying to get out of this game with their 12-1 lead. Careless whisper on the speakers, and that really is the nature of this game, has not been careless in a bad way, but at this point everyone's careless because they have a 45-minute ride up to San Francisco with Friday traffic.
More than 45 minutes.
And a big loss. It could be about 2 hours. It's going to feel like 4.
Yeah.
Bad vibes on the bus. Absolute routing by the Bellarmine baseball team. And we've got our boys in now. We really have the juniors, but strong showing by the team. This can disrupt sort of the overall big picture with WCALs. We've got going on. Ray Belcora couldn't play for the Cincinnati Reds. It's a in passing name you could hear on SportsCenter in a second. That is a baseball name through and through. And Copper Lee swings and misses with the 2-3 count to close out the game. Gruwell gets the win and the close. The final score 12-1 as we close out the top of the 7th.
And that is ball game over. Bellarmine Bells win. And we got a game against Mitty tomorrow.
We have a game against Mitty tomorrow, but in terms of this game, absolutely the last thing anybody on either side expected when you got your ace, this Jack Dyke. You've got college scouts in attendance. And we end up with a game like this where really everyone gets a piece across the board. Everyone gets a little bump in their on-base percentage, their batting averages. You get a whole bunch of pitchers for the Bellarmine position. Your final box score, St. Ignatius Wildcats, 1 run, 8 hits, no errors. Your Bellarmine Bells, 12 runs, 13 hits, and no errors in the field. And that is a great game. What are your thoughts on this game? I mean, it kept you sort of interested because big offense and really early in the game, but
I was looking forward to a pitching duel. I was looking forward to seeing Jack Dyke kind of show off his skills early in that first inning when he shut out the Bells 3 up, 3 down. He threw some heaters, mixed in some breaking balls, and I was really excited to see that throughout the rest of the game, although, of course, I was rooting for the Bells to get some hits. That came in the second inning with a double and a triple off the foul post and really culminated into a really runaway win in the fourth inning with the Bells putting up 8 runs, with the first 4 of those runs coming without even a single base hit to the outfield. All infield hits, all hit by pitch, all based on balls.
Yeah, Dyke
in that inning.
Dyke caught some flack from the umpire after hitting 2 batters in a row. Matt Pinelli in the shoulder, and Rory McCarthy in the thigh. To drive in 2 runs with the bases loaded. That's the least thing you'd wish for. Garrett Arnold dropped a sac fly, driving in Gio Sasso. I mean, not more you could ask in terms of performance from your Bellarmine Bells, but yeah, exactly. I mean, the last thing we would have seen coming. You particularly got a kick out of the shortstop position in today's game, mentioning the showing at the end by Joey Cerrito, but then also really your boy on the team now, Rory Bradford. You're coming to that spot from being a Yankees fan, I guess a storied position after Derek Jeter, and I totally disagree. I think that in fairness, not only did the first hit of the game come with a sort of bummer play by the shortstop, or lack of play there by the shortstop. But I think that the third base position is usually more compelling. In this game, we had a great showing by Aiden Kelly, great work behind the plate. And maybe, yes, I come with a little bit of bias from the Oakland Coliseum. You've got the extra large foul areas, foul territories, and we've bred some great third basemen in our day. But my favorite player in the MLB, Matt Chapman, I mean, just look up highlights from the guy and you'll be a fan too. But it's a great game when we can argue what we liked most about the Bellarmine baseball team. And I think that that's sort of where we both lie. All around, great game.
Yeah, it's a you played well when you're arguing about what was the best thing, right?
Yeah.
And there wasn't many bad things to see today.
Or none that ended up counting. Yeah.
Yeah, there were a couple errors. We saw that dropped fly ball out in left field early in the game. We saw a dropped liner to third base early in the game, but none of those ended up mattering in the end with a runaway win, 12-1 by the Bells.
Great showing by the Bellarmine Bells, coming to you from Joe Fat Show Field in San Jose, California. Your Bellarmine Bells finished the game 12 hits, 12 runs, 0 errors. Your St. Ignatius Wildcats finishing the game with 1 run, 8 hits, and no errors. I'm Nicholas Coker. Thanks for watching. Joe Sandoval, color commentary, and of course,
go Bells.
And you got to give props to the guy who made this all happen.
Of course, Lucas Owens, the guy behind the camera, the guy who you don't hear about all that much, sat right there all game, was grinding on the laptop. Dude's an animal. Yeah, shout out Lucas Owens. And we're out. We'll see you tomorrow against the dreaded Midi Butterflies.
Monarchs. Oh, okay. Butterflies. Yeah,
Butterflies.
I mean, or a tiger statue, lion statue with huge testicles. We'll leave you with that one. Thanks, folks. It has huge balls.